And we are the Ninja Legion. I'm the captain.
I'm Cliff.
And this is going to be a new little tech segment we're doing. It's actually the first one, hopefully of many. But we're actually doing it on what I call a miracle product, my personal opinion, about vaping, vaporizers, or e-cigarettes, whatever you want to call them. Basically, I started vaping to quit smoking. Smoking is a disgusting habit, as we all know. It's horrible for you, and it does you no good. So I started vaping probably about 6 months ago.
A little bit more. Right around October.
No, I started in about March.
Oh, okay.
February, March.
Okay.
So yeah, about almost 6 months. But legitimately, I've been, actually today, I'm 80 days, no cigarettes. And I was two packs a day for 9 years. So I smoked a lot of cigarettes. And yeah, this has really helped me quit, seriously.
And it was really hard for you to get cigarettes when you were 9. Like, it was tough.
Actually, no, I as we all know, I was born with the beard, so they never carded me.
You didn't have to. You didn't even have to have a fake ID. So, you know, with what cigarettes, it says you have to look like you're 30 or 40 something for them not to card you.
Yeah.
So right, you never had a problem.
No, I never really had an issue.
Yeah.
But basically, so we just want to talk about today, more or less, some of our current favorite devices. Because Cliff here, you never actually were a smoker.
Nope, never smoked. Every once in a while, I'd bum one. I'm the guy that bums one if we're out at a bar or something to be social and, you know, to increase the buzz, so to speak. Never really liked it. Hated it in the morning. Next day that I smoked a cigarette, it tasted bad, smelled bad. So vaping, though, to me, really caught on because I like the technology in it. I'm a gadget guy. Everything's really cool looking. I gotta be honest. It is. Which is a little bit dangerous. We'll touch on that later in the show or in another show potentially of, you know, underage vaping and stuff because it does look so damn cool.
It does look cool.
The flavorings that you have with the liquids, which, by the way, for anyone that doesn't know, you can do it without nicotine. Many people do. Mm-hmm. But it just depends on the amount of nicotine you want to add into it. But the flavorings are typically pretty good. I mean, you've got varieties of everything from...
It goes from fruit flavors or tobacco flavors, menthol flavors,
dessert flavors
to cereal, breakfast cereal flavors.
Unfortunate, like savory flavors that people are trying. That
people have attempted awful things like bacon and whatnot.
Pizza.
Yeah, they're awful. But that's
I digress.
He digests.
Yes.
We'll get to that later. So actually, what we're gonna do is just do a little bit of basic safety for vaping. We're gonna do probably a more beginner's tutorial in the next month or so.
Yeah.
For any of our viewers that want to quit smoking and don't really know how, because what we're going to be showing you right now is a little bit more of the high-end advanced gear. But this is the gear that we use on a day-to-day basis actually right now. I use two things. I use what's called a mechanical mod, which is actually, swap that out.
Swap.
Which is actually... it's actually this tube right here. It's a mechanical tube, or actually this tube is actually made of copper. Break it down for you. There are two parts. You have, or actually a couple parts. You have the tube, which is here. You have your battery. Then you have your atomizer, which is the part that you screw on top, which is this little piece that you can see that has those little posts right there. It's kind of hard to see in the camera because I think that's as far in as we can zoom. But basically, this one works is I actually take Kanthal resistance wire. It's A1 Kanthal. I wrap a coil around a drill bit, get personal preference, size, diameter, all that thing. Wick it with cotton, and then I just drip it with juice. Now, what that does, let me screw this together real quick. Give me one moment. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yes.
So if we go back to the overhead view, see, just... looks somewhat harmless, but then you hit the button.
Oh Lord, there's a fire.
And this one actually gets pretty gnarly. But I did start off with a lot of the basic gear, and then I moved on to the advanced stuff just because it's become a hobby now that I really don't want cigarettes anymore. It's actually pretty sweet.
Yeah, the more advanced the gear, the hotter it burns, and the more flavor you get, and the more vapor you get. So it's just like anything else. You can get used to other items. Yeah, there you go. So that's a good amount of vapor out of that one.
Yeah, you've never seen that come out of a cigarette before, and if you have, usually your face is on fire with it.
Yeah, you lit your eyebrows and your whole head of hair on fire. So
usually,
you know, that's definitely more of an advanced unit. You do have to be careful with those. Obviously, you need an ohm reader. You should have one.
Oh, definitely.
So
that's something we're going to go over is battery
Right.
safety, but we're going to get to that.
Exactly. So the next unit, the one that I'm using currently, that I have a good preference for, is this guy here. Yes, that's a Transformers logo.
Yes, it's
So
badass.
I'm gonna flip it over to this side. So there is a battery compartment inside this box that holds 2 batteries of the ones that the captain showed. So this actually has effectively about 5,200 milliamp hours of battery life. So
Long time.
for the right as a comparison, if you have a standard iPhone, you're looking at about, I think it's around 1,800 milliamps. So you can get the idea. It lasts a long time. So I'm currently on 425 puffs on this, and I have half battery life down. So it can go a long time. The cool part about this unit in particular is the extra things that you can do with it. So I can discharge off the side here the battery life inside into my phone or any other USB device. It also has a LED flashlight on the top. Let me try to get that as close as I can. So, it actually helps out. If I get home late at night and my porch light's not on, I've used this to be able to see things. So it's almost like a multi-tool along with being a vape device. So the top part here, instead of me having an exposed coil and having to build the coils myself, this is called a Aero Tank Mega by Kanger. So the tank itself I can fill with about up to 5 milliliters of liquid at a time. I don't have to worry about it leaking. I can carry it in my pocket. There's no exposed wiring, and the coils are actually cartridges that you can buy and replace pretty easily for fairly cheaply. So this is my kind of go-to. I drive a lot, and while you can drip and drive, so to speak,
we don't recommend
it.
I've had some seriously close to having some seriously major accidents trying to steer with my knee and drip liquid on my coils like I showed you before.
Yeah, so that's more of an advanced technique.
It's a stupid technique. Do not do that. Do not drip and drive.
So this is one of my favorite units right now because it's reliable. It gets really good vapor production, really good flavor, and I can use it forever. So I do have a mechanical device like the captain. I didn't bring it this evening, but
I actually broke one of his.
Yeah, he broke one of mine too. But I use that usually in the home. The way I like to equate it is, this is kind of an on-the-go device. Mm-hmm. And then at home is almost like, sitting down and enjoying a nice cigar. It's a more advanced unit. It does put out better flavor and vapor. It's something you can actually enjoy, sitting down and relaxing with it.
That's actually, a lot of my friends or a lot of my acquaintances, guys like Cliff, that never smoked before that do vape. They do as they would enjoy a nice cigar or a nice pipe tobacco. They're not looking for a fix. They're looking for just the enjoyment of the flavor and the feel of what would be, quote unquote, smoking.
Yeah.
I did forget to mention that the mechanical mod that I showed you guys, it's actually called an Ember. It's made by a company called Golden Armor Mods. A little bit of a sticker shock, just this little copper tube here. This guy is $199.99. He is expensive, but being an all copper product, it is a lot stronger. The conductivity is great. The top that I'm using is called a rebuildable dripping atomizer. It's actually called the Mephisto by El Diablo. It's actually a clone. It's a fake of the original. The original was about $90. I paid $18 for this one. I'm cheap.
Well, no, that is a whole nother episode we will get into.
Yeah, we will get into the difference between real and clones.
Yeah, authentic and clone is a very big topic in the vape industry right now. You've got your elitists that will only buy authentic, plus they claim that they want to support the manufacturers, which I believe to a degree. Mm-hmm. But in my opinion, it's also just to be an elitist and say they have it.
It's to show how big your vape peen is.
Exactly. It's a V-peen.
Yeah, it is a V-peen.
So, in this case, the unit I was showing is authentic, even though it's, absolutely made in China. But no one clones that. It's their own design. But the, the metal tubes, I only buy my clones because, I can't drop 200 on a metal tube. Now you do get much better quality typically on the authentics with the threading. You don't get as many broken bottom fire buttons. The materials are just better, so you can tell the difference. But in the end, they all put out smoke and they all take a battery, or vapor. Sorry, not smoke.
Yeah, sure.
I should clarify. But yeah, that's a whole different topic. That's a different ballgame because it's pretty heated right now. There's a lot of companies actually suing the clone companies, or attempting to, for ruining their market share and stealing designs. So
more or less, yeah. But so basically, like we said, this is just going to be kind of an intro. We do want to do this again. We're going to see how this goes. If if you are interested in finding out more about vaping, if you do want to quit smoking, please do not hesitate to send us a message on Facebook or send us an email. We'll do our best to get back to you as fast as we can, or if we get a lot of questions, we'll just try to pump out another video and just show you guys more about it.
Yeah, we can literally do the email bag, question and answer, because we are really nerdy about this stuff. That's why it's on this Ninja Legion network here of podcasts, because we really nerd out over it and spend way too much time and money on this.
Trust me, we're actually trying not to ramble too much, just because we could honestly go on about this for hours and hours.
Yeah. So,
but like I said, hey, I'm 80 days no smokes today, and actually I gotta pull it out. I got a pretty sweet little app on my phone that has kept track of my stats since I've quit. I'm 80 days, 13 hours, and 46 minutes no cigarettes today. So in that time, I have not smoked 2,417 cigarettes.
It's incredible.
That's a lot. I mean, I'm looking at, that's 22 cartons?
Yeah.
It's around 22 cartons of cigarettes in 80 days. And I've also saved about $785 from not smoking, because I was anywhere from $10 to $13 a day in cigarettes. That's a lot of money. I wonder why I was always broke. So just to give you those little bit of stats, if you do smoke and you want to stop, this can definitely help. I'm not going to say it will, because everybody's different. I know some people it hasn't worked for them, but for me, it's worked wonders, and it was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. So
yeah,
I think it's a great thing.
I remember, because I got mine. That's why I thought September. I got mine around September, but I kept coming around with mine and trying to push it on you, and you're like, maybe you tried it, and we're like, you know what, that might work. Let me try to get one, and you got one of the starter sets that we'll discuss later in a different episode, and then yours, you got out of hand quickly with it, but that's because you realized it could help you stop.
It helped me stop, and I just nerded out on it. Like I dove into it head first, and I haven't looked back. So, I guess we do. What was I going to say? I lost it.
No, I mean, I think that's all we had for this episode. Really, we just wanted to have an introduction for this. We definitely want to do more about it. We want to hear from you guys. We mainly just want to get the message out that vaping is not douchey, so to speak. A lot of people have that opinion of it.
Well, there are some douchebag vapors out there.
There's douchebags in every aspect of every industry, but overall, it's a very good thing.
Yeah,
it is. No, if you were one of the people that complained about secondhand smoke or getting into places that smell smoky, and now it's just going to smell like delicious desserts. Or
the juice that I'm currently vaping on is the juice I'm vaping on right now is from a company called Cutwood. It's called Sugar Bear. It's a caramel cinnamon snickerdoodle flavor.
It smells amazing. Whenever you're smoking anything like this or vaping it, you're going to basically be a walking candle.
Yeah,
you're just gonna smell like
Actually, it's funny.
Just deliciousness.
Cliff and I bowl together, and we used to vape in the bowling center when they allowed us to do that, and they used to call us the Yankee candle lanes
because it just smelled amazing.
Yeah, amazing down everywhere.
And we were awesome at bowling while we were doing it.
Absolutely.
Notice we took a hit in our average when we stopped.
That's very true. That's very, very true.
So stressed.
It's very stressed.
We couldn't enjoy Flavor Country at the same time.
But, so that's our little intro for this. I know it was kind of a hodgepodge and a lot of info that we kind of just blurted out at you really quick. But we're going to go more into depth with it later. So
next time around, we're definitely going to do the starter guide.
We might actually plan this out next time.
Yeah, maybe. So let us know if you liked it or not, or want to hear more about it. But either way, we're going to do it no matter what. And next time will be a starter episode.
Well, honestly, actually, if they all just message in and say this is dumb, we don't want to hear it. Who knows?
No, I'm still doing it.
Yeah, actually, screw you guys. I'm doing it anyway.
We've got microphones.
Yeah, seriously. We have the mics.
And an internet connection, so
you can't stop us.
But yeah, check us out at theninjalegion.com. And
Facebook.com/theninjalegion.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is where we're going to wrap it up. I'm the captain.
I'm Cliff.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Yep.
See you next time.